Hey guys, I noticed that the integrated camera on my laptop here is almost as good as the camera that I bought. I don't know. What do you guys think? Compare this video to the last video. So I was just walking out this morning. It's so beautiful here in the fall time, right? I mean, October's a little warmer, so we're in November now, but all the leaves are on the ground. People are picking stuff up. I saw a really big poodle this morning, so I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Poodles are smart. I don't know if any of you guys got poodles out there. Poodles are awesome. Poodles are interesting. I don't know if they're hard to take care of. I don't know. So we'll get a collective message today. I don't really have much to say to you guys, other than I just posted something on Instagram. Of course, if you're interested in this at all, I'm looking at the bottom of the cards. Why am I looking at the bottom of the cards? I don't know. Don't ever limit your possibilities. Remember, the most successful people out there, the happiest people, are creating something from their always creating something new, right? Using your imagination, get back into your childlike energy. We're never going to feel like a kid again or stay like a child in our childlike energy unless we continually creating. If we're always trying to sell something that's been sold before, actually, if you're trying to sell anything, this is true, and this is why man, like somebody's running. If you're trying to sell anything, it's because it's something that already exists. So, if you want to completely disconnect yourself from the past, you're always going to be creating something new, right? That goes with writing a book, right? Making a YouTube channel. This video has never been made before. Now, I mean, I'm using cards that I've used before, so technically speaking, right? I mean, I'm a little bit tied to the past. We'll see what inner calling, rebirth. Ooh, that's a good card. So this is your inner calling. Maybe this is a message somebody needs to hear, because if we're always trying to sell something that's been sold over and over and over again, we're not creating a reality together, right? We're not co-creating. And in order to get into childlike energy, you've got to use your imagination. Imagination. Resilience. Ooh, we have some resilience going on, right? Co-creation is all about resilience and letting go, surrendering to the process, self-awareness. The pig. The pig is self-aware, right? A little muddy looking. I like the pig though, because the pig is showing light and dark, right? So the lighter side is the fact that, uh, and the pig's a little bit like googly-eyed. It's a little googly-eyed. He's like, what am I looking at? Self-awareness. So maybe he knows and doesn't know. I don't know. It's like part of him's dark, but at the same time, you're like, you don't want to. On the backside of him, and notice he's really dark on the backside. Those are things that he's unaware of. Get thee behind me, Satan, right? Because, right, that's the dark side. That's where you're something you're unaware of. And so if you meet somebody that's always working out of their dark side, maybe this is somebody needs to hear this. They're uh, in a feeding energy, right? You're kind of pulling off your environment. You're thinking negatively about something, right? Yeah. Somebody's triggering you or is causing you to react in a way that's you're having a negative reaction to somebody else. But the pig is mostly light on the front side. A little bit of darkness on the on one side. Probably that's just a blocking energy. If you guys have ever seen the movie Kung Fu Hustle, it's one of my favorites. It's one of my faves. Dogs mating. Is that a purebred poodle? Is that a purebred poodle? I thought so. It's a good looking. They're very smart. Yeah. See what else we got here. The Hierophant. You guys are standing in your place of power here. See, this is maybe there's the word marriage came through. So one of you guys, marriage in your future here pretty soon. Now, I don't know. You know, maybe this is a same-sex marriage. I don't. Two bald men. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. Oh, we got resilience again. Nine of Wands. So some resilience, letting go. But you're kind of fighting off competing interests, right? But with new skills of observation, you've learned to come out ahead. Yeah. Let's get a couple more. Using your intuition and willing to take risks. All right. To me, the Three of Wands is goes along with this card, right? High Priestess card. So you're using your intuition because there's two wands in this card that are standing apart from the wand that you're holding, and you can't see them. They're behind you, right? Which means that um, there's other interests out there that want to work with you that you haven't seen yet, and maybe we're even turned around to where all we have to do is flip around and we'll see them, or they're getting ready to come up behind you and present themselves to you, right? This goes along with the message I gave this morning, and I think this is where I should end is don't ever limit your possibilities, right? If you're selling something that you've already sold before, we're just pulling the past into the future. Do we all want to do that? We never want to do that. It doesn't matter how far into the future we go, right? We always want to be using our imagination, creating something new. This heals the body, right? Because um, anytime you're in a state of uh, lack, or people call it lack, it's so easy to say that, but whenever you're in a state of lack, it's because you're afraid of what's going to happen in the future, or you're uh, tying yourself to the past in some way that's guilt or remorse, or you know unhappy about something that happened, and that's never going to pull you into your imagination and want to co-create with other people, right? So, and it's a lot funner to be around somebody, right, who's just using their imagination and have a good time, right? We can walk down the park and imagine all the little squirrels and bugs that are watching us and talk about them. And then maybe a giant pink dragon will come out of the sky. And then the first thing that, if that ever happens to you, especially if if you're driving, and I've had this conversation with many people over the years, if I'm driving a car and a giant pink dragon opens up out of the sky and flies out of the sky and then flies away, doesn't pay any attention to us, I'm pulling over. Okay. First thing and then I'm just gonna turn to you and ask you, did you just see a giant pink dragon fly out of the sky? And if you say no, then then you need to drive, right? Because I can't trust what I'm looking at on the road. If you say yes, then it's like, okay, let's get back on the road. Just keep going, right? Because I'll be happy enough with that response. Because if we're both hallucinating, then it doesn't matter which one of us are driving. If we're not hallucinating, then it doesn't matter either. But if you say no, then I need to question what I'm seeing, and somebody else needs to be driving. Anyway, love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, catch you later.